Well, here we are. Season 2. Episode 2. Season 2, episode 2. It's going to be great. So our camera version is kind of our behind the scenes.
Okay.
So we just let that roll.
Hi, YouTube.
Oh, hey.
Hello. And then we edit this version. So.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And everything will come out on Friday and we'll send it to you.
Awesome.
Yeah. And then you can blast it everywhere.
On the socials.
Exactly. All over the socials.
Yeah.
All right. Are we good?
Social blast.
Social blast. Here we go.
I'm good.
Okay, hold on, please. Hold, please. Record. It doesn't want to record. Record. There we go. Hello.
Hello.
Oh, hey. Are you fixing your hair in the camera screen?
I can't see myself, but I was just fixing my hair just in case.
I did.
Because sometimes when I put the headphones on,
Yeah.
I think it gets like...
No, I got you. I always wonder, like, what do I actually look like? And I just take a stab at it, you know, and then I hope for the best.
Yeah.
Anyways, we're here. Season 2. We're calling this Season 2 now. We just had this conversation. Season 2, and this is Episode 2.
Episode 2 of Season 2.
Exactly.
Congrats, y'all.
The
Thank
2025 season.
It's 2025 season, and we're here today with Nicole Landaiche.
Yes,
I said it right.
you did.
Yay. And she's with Chillified, and we're going to hear all about it. But first, our little queen.
In the know in the 920.
See, I love it. Gotta get into it. Isn't that fun?
It is. You
Just
have to
kinda
like
gets you
dance
going,
to it.
right? Exactly.
And then
Thank
I remember
you
you
for
recording.
dancing. No, I appreciate it. It's good. Thank you for
Yeah.
getting into it. All right, well, Miss Nicole,
Yes.
you are the owner of Chillified.
Chillified.
And I just have to say, thank you because thank you because you brought us all kinds of treats.
Well, yeah.
And that's amazing. And I would just like to say for all future podcast guests, now you're going to have to live up to Nicole. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
But honestly, thank you. That's amazing. And I can't wait to try and eat them all. So, my dear, what do you do? What's Chillified?
Oh, Chillified kind of grew out of a lot of chaos in my house.
Okay.
Let's put it that way. This was right when the freeze drying stages were starting to get popular on YouTube and
Sure.
TikTok.
When was that?
So that's like 2022,
Okay.
2023-ish,
Sounds right.
I would say.
Sure.
End of 23
Okay.
really got popular on
Yeah.
TikTok. That's when it like exploded,
Sure.
as you could say. But before that, we had a freeze dryer because I was sick of canning.
Oh.
Got it.
So I freeze dried my garden.
Oh my gosh. First of all, I just got to say, you immediately seem like you really know what you're doing in the garden, in the kitchen, all of the things, which is amazing. I mean, I've already heard you say things about certain kinds of flour
Yeah.
before we got started, and now you're talking about your garden and your canning.
Yeah.
And you're putting
Just wait,
You're putting me to shame, girl.
No. There's a whole backstory behind it. That's why.
Okay.
But my coworker Dan, shout out to you, Dan. He says
Dan.
I am the most Amish, non-Amish person he's met,
I love that.
Interesting.
I love
which
that.
I think is hysterical.
That is great. Yeah.
But really, it's just out of frugality. We're just frugal.
But that's good.
Yeah.
That's how you, I think, get places later in life, you know? So that's awesome. Okay, so you were canning stuff
I was
from the
canning.
garden.
We decided, okay, this is like taking up too much room. We're in a tiny house. Let's buy a freeze dryer. This is a new thing that's coming out. I love science. I'm a nurse by trade. That's what I do.
Yes.
I was on call last night, but I'm
Oh
here
my gosh,
today.
you're here.
Wow.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
So I'm a nurse full time, and my husband's a stay-at-home dad.
Okay. Oh, that's cool.
But I love to be frugal about things, so he
Sure.
helps me with that, so that we can keep him home.
Yeah.
And we bought our freeze dryer to freeze dry our garden, try to make it last a little bit longer.
Mm-hmm.
After a few adult beverages around the campfire, we were like, "Does this freeze dry? Does this freeze dry?"
I was just going to say, I was literally just
Hey.
going to raise my hand and
Yeah.
say, what items from your garden
Yeah.
can be freeze dried?
Oh, I've been trying everything.
everything. But we don't just do our garden. We
Okay.
do meals.
Oh.
We do ice cream. We do anything that you can dehydrate, you can freeze dry.
Is this like astronaut food?
It is. So the ice
Okay.
cream that I brought,
Yeah.
it's like astronaut ice cream.
That's
But
amazing.
the one thing that I love about our community, I grew up here. My family's really big, so you probably know half my family.
I love that.
Another reason I married a boy from Louisiana, make sure we weren't cousins.
Sure, right, yes.
Legit.
Good.
Even then, I'm like, who's your
Good
grandma?
job. Yeah, exactly. Right.
But because of that, we just got into the freeze drying and to be frugal about it. And our families were so large, and I was like, you know what, this is the direction we have to go, kind of thing. So we're sitting around a campfire. We're like, does this freeze dry? Does this freeze dry? Throwing in steaks, throwing in meals, throwing in ice cream.
Yeah.
And then some friends were like, hey, could you do this for our kids' fundraiser?
Sure.
Hey, could you do this? This was at a time when you could do it under the cottage law. That changed in May of 2023-ish. And now you need a commercial kitchen and you need to be licensed by the state. And if you do ice cream, you have to have like dairy, all these licensing. It's a whole bunch of red tape. And tomorrow they could overturn it all and say you could just do it in your house again.
Yeah.
So
we
we're like,
love rules,
Oh, love.
don't we?
so I was like, this is a cool way for my husband to stay home, make a little bit of extra cash. I wouldn't have to work as hard as a nurse.
Right.
But I love the science behind it.
Yeah.
So we just started freeze drying. Then we got our commercial kitchen. Then we're like, hey, what can we add?
Sure.
And because I grew up here, we were like, hey, let's keep everything local. So if you get any of our produce, we'll tell you exactly the farm it came from.
That's
Our
awesome.
apples will come from Springer's or Heritage Orchard in
Sure.
Chilton. Blueberries, we drive to get them. We go and pick them. Strawberries, same things.
I love that.
Wow.
I brought
That's awesome.
I brought you this little thing
Yes.
of hot chocolate.
Okay, so for those of you listening
Ooh.
and not watching on camera
On
here,
YouTube.
she brought us the cutest little, it has a little tag, it says holiday hot cocoa, and it's in the cutest little red mug, and I'm seeing a bunch of marshmallows. So
freeze dried.
those are freeze dried.
Yeah, so they're like Lucky Charms marshmallows. If you think of that crunch.
I'm gonna give a better view to the video.
Oh, sure.
Oh, to the viewers.
So
Yes.
you're gonna have that crunch, but the other nice thing is they don't dissolve right away then
Yeah.
when you make it. But
That's
on there you have the caramel one, and that's Vandewall's caramel because we only use local.
I might have this right when we're done. This is awesome. So
Yeah.
very, very cool. So you definitely are doing everything local, which I love. Because again, this is in the know in the 920. We want
Yeah.
to support the local community. I love that.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Our ice cream comes from Scoops in Chilton.
Oh my
Like,
gosh.
They make it for us.
That's so
Ooh.
cool.
Yeah. So it's kind of cool. Like
That is really cool.
It's a good way to network, but also a good way to run a business when
Yeah.
I can run down and be like, hey, Kelly, this
Right.
is what I need.
Yes.
And you're like, yeah, absolutely, I'll help you. And then I can promote your business too.
That is so cool. I love it. So where is your, well, I don't know, maybe this is a secret. Where's your kitchen?
Oh, no, it's in Kakana, downtown.
Oh, okay.
Right on 2nd Street.
I don't know if do you have like a storefront too, or is it just,
Yeah, there's a storefront. So we made it into a little storefront because
Okay.
on Wednesday nights is the farmer's market. So people would park by our shop and then we could open. So I had to buy
Yes.
shelves. That was a lot of stress.
Sure.
Putting together a lot of shelves. But
yeah.
a lot of people ask us when we're open. It's really hard because I'm a nurse. So I'm on call. I'm running around seeing
Right.
patients. I'm picking up. As you know, healthcare is short staffed right now.
Yeah.
My husband usually has 3 kids in tote if
Yeah.
you meet him there. My sister's been helping us out here and there. So we don't really have hours,
Sure.
which is frustrating. And I understand that. At the same time, I don't have enough hours in a day.
You can only do what you can do.
Yeah.
You can only do what you can do. I get it. Listen, one of my themes for 2025 is sometimes good enough is just good enough. Everything can't be perfect. You know?
Sometimes progress trumps perfection.
Exactly. Well, I think it's really cool. And also thank you for being a nurse because like you said, we need
Yeah,
you know,
we're
there's such a
short.
shortage. And were you a nurse like through COVID?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Hospice nurse through COVID.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah.
Wow. What are you still doing hospice?
No.
Okay.
I do endoscopy.
Ooh,
So I get the butts and the guts.
nice.
I love that so much.
It's so great.
I'm willing to share that I had one done last year and it was not the most fun time I've ever had.
Yeah.
You know, I wouldn't
Yeah.
put it on a scale of 1 to 10, you know, I wouldn't give it a 10. No 5-star reviews for this, but
Yeah.
thank you for doing that.
Yeah.
Just a 1 star. Anyways,
Yeah.
back to the food.
Okay. Back to the food. Back to the good. Let's
Back
stop
to the
talking
good
about
stuff.
butts and guts and
Yeah.
back to the food. Okay. So You guys get everything local.
We do.
Tell us about some more things that you have, because obviously you've got like the cool fruity things and the ice cream,
Yeah.
and obviously this really cool hot chocolate.
Yeah.
What else do you have?
So we do a seasonal product every month. We also do produce when it's in season.
Okay.
And that's the hardest thing, is a lot of people want the freeze-dried strawberries year-round. I get it. But you know what? They only kind of grow in June.
Right.
And do we change our mission and our values to not go with local farmers? Or do we just offer it during that time? Now, I will tell you, June is insane because I'm cutting up like 1,200 pounds of strawberries. Or like 800 pounds of apples.
Dang.
So it's a lot. Shout out my family. My family helps a lot with a lot of that.
Do
But
your kids help?
my 9-year-old is
9-year-old?
9 and 5-year-old are labelers.
That's awesome.
But we have to not do it in the kitchen aspect of the shop.
Sure.
So like, because we divided it
Oh.
because they are not allowed in a commercial kitchen around the food handling.
Gotcha. Again,
I think-
another rule.
It's a guideline, but they don't make gloves in kid sizes.
That's true. That's a good point.
so
I honestly, it's so funny because, okay, like, again, let's just, for the viewers, show one of these cute little, and I'm sure a lot of people
Ooh,
have
the
seen these.
lemon heads.
You know, these cute little, yeah, these are lemon heads. But it's like, you look at this, and this is one of those things where you don't really stop and think about how much you put into doing this. Like what you're saying right now, chopping, what?
So we do a lot of candy.
would
And
die.
that's kind of what helped us in the beginning on our TikTok shop. So we had a TikTok shop, y'all. I could tell you,
Ooh.
oodles of hours about how to make money on TikTok shop.
Okay.
But the candy was like we have it all year round. It's
Okay.
very easy to source,
Right,
right?
right.
But the other thing is everything in our shop is $6. It doesn't matter if it's strawberries or Skittles. I want kids to be able to choose. Do I want the healthy snack today? Do I want to have the candy today? It's their choice. Is it good fuel or is it fun fuel? Mm-hmm. That's how we've
I like
always
that.
said with our kids. There's no
Yeah.
bad foods in the world.
Sure.
It's good fuel and fun fuel.
I like that. I'm going to use that.
If you have too much
with my
fun
kids,
fuel,
seriously.
you don't feel good.
That's so true.
If you have too much good fuel, you also don't feel good
Yeah,
Right?
That's true.
mentally.
Mentally,
Okay?
exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
You need that little sweet pick me up.
Right. I love this. That's so smart. Oh my gosh. No, it's really great. That's
So
awesome.
everything is $6 in our shop.
That's so cool. $6.
$6.
That's awesome.
If you see us in person, you can get 4 for $20.
How do you handle being a nurse
Yeah.
and having kids and cutting up bajillions of things and freeze drying them? How do you sleep?
Sometimes.
Once in a while?
I have a wonderful husband.
You-
Remember, he's a stay-at-home dad.
That's true. You got to have the support system.
So he's the support, but in the very beginning, we started all this to be frugal. So we continue to be frugal about things. So he does.
That's awesome. Do
background
you also
part.
cook a lot though, my dear, at home?
I do.
I feel like you're a big cooker, baker.
I do. Yeah. Actually, we just launched a new product in January.
What is it?
Fresh milled flour.
Oh, that's what you were telling me about
Yeah.
earlier. Okay, what is that?
So a
Like,
lot
that's
of
how dumb I am.
no, it's not. It's not even being dumb. It's not around here. A lot of people that love fresh milled flour, they actually have their own grinder, like grain grinder.
Sure.
They're about $400 to $500.
Okay.
Okay.
But you have to buy like the wheat berries or the einkorn berries or the, you guys probably know buckwheat pancakes.
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you have to buy the buckwheat and then you have to grind it yourself.
Okay.
A lot of the good nutritional value that's in that flour is taken out so that it becomes shelf stable.
Okay.
So when you freshly mill your flour, you get 40 out of the 44 nutrients that your body
Sure.
needs.
Wow.
But it dissolves by 40% in the first 24 hours if you don't use that flour.
Okay.
So a lot of people are like, oh, I don't want to spend $500 on a grain mill. So what I've done and what we're doing, we're grabbing those freeze-dried items like bananas or blueberries, putting it in a little container of pancake mix where you can come and just pick that up, mix in the wet ingredients,
Yeah.
and then make the pancakes.
That's amazing.
It's like
That's neat.
I don't know if I can say name brands on here, but it's
You
like-
sure can.
Okay, it's like Betty Crocker and Kodiak pancake mix.
That's amazing.
But it's fresh milled.
Yeah.
It has all the fiber. It has all the nutrients, all your vitamins, minerals, all of that stays there.
Yeah.
And then you're satiated longer because it's also got the fat.
And it's still a pancake.
And it's
So is
still
that
a
something
pancake.
where you would order it from you at like you're not, or do I just come into the little shop and get it?
So that's hard because we don't have hours.
Exactly. So I'd probably contact you and say,
Yeah.
hey, Nicole.
So you can go to our website. You can order on there.
Perfect. Website. Yeah.
Once a week, my husband does deliveries for free in the Fox Cities while the kids are napping in the back seat.
I love that. What a good, like, that's
Because,
awesome.
I mean, it's
Use
hard.
the time.
It's just hard, and to ship it through, we do it with the candy, we do it with the ice cream, we do it with the flour. You know, we'll just drop it off on your doorstep.
Sure.
There's instructions on there of how to make the pancakes.
What is your website, my dear?
Chillified.co.
That's easy.
Yeah.
Chillified.co.
And you can click shop now, or you can figure, I have it all laid out in like layman's terms of like what is freeze drying,
Okay.
because a lot of people don't know.
Yeah.
They just think, oh, it's astronaut food. right?
Exactly. Again, I look at it and I'm like, oh, this is good. Like I had it once and I liked it, and so I'm going to have it again. But you don't really think about the science behind it, which is
Yeah.
awesome.
I used to think it was literally just like we put stuff in a freezer. That's it.
Then did you see the one where they put it in the freezer and then they put it in the dryer?
No, I've never seen that.
Yeah, don't do it. It ruins your dryer.
That's terrible.
Freeze dried.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay, well that's really good to know because seriously, okay, you're not going to like this, Nicole, because I can tell that you're probably a little much more healthier than I am.
Like, look at me. Okay, you guys can look at me, but we're like same size.
I like to get the pancakes. I don't like to. It's just like we're so like lazy. We get like the pancakes that are already like you put them in the toaster and then
Yeah.
you just like the Eggo ones or whatever. What you have sounds so much better.
So actually, this last weekend, we're not friends yet on social media, but
We're not.
we're not. But guess what? Last weekend I
need
made
to be.
400 pancakes. I should have brought some. So I make 400 pancakes on a griddle.
Yeah.
It takes me about an hour, and then I throw them in the freezer. My kids can take them out and put them in the toaster.
That's amazing.
And guess what? It cost me $5.
Dang.
Cost me more than that for probably one box of those
The
Eggos.
60? Yeah.
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 What the heck?
So
This is amazing.
again, being frugal. It's not that I'm healthier. It's literally I needed to pinch pennies to make my husband be able to stay at home because daycare costs are insane.
That's the
Ridiculous.
thing. I know. It's like you end
So
up paying
crazy.
as much for daycare, you know, as you would with somebody like going to work. It's like I'm going to work to pay for daycare. Yay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we just decided like let my husband raise my kids, which is a little scary because he's like a French Cajun guy, so he'll learn you something.
Sure.
Okay. And but it's been really good, and he's there if they have a field trip, or
Sure.
if they get sick at school,
That's
or
awesome.
something like that. You know.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
So what did you do? Well, obviously we know you're a nurse.
Yeah.
What did you do prior? So how long have you been in nursing?
Oh my God, forever. I feel like every year of COVID was like 5 years.
Yeah.
So
So you've been in nursing for 463 years.
yes,
Yeah.
in 3 days. No, probably like 10, 12 years.
Okay.
12 years. I don't know. 2013.
Do you like it?
I love it.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I kind of change up my specialties a lot because I get bored and I want to learn.
Yeah.
But what I find is once I find something, I like deep dive, which is why freeze drying, I just deep
I
dive.
think it's so cool though. Yeah. Like
love
I
it.
feel like you're just a wealth of knowledge.
I try to be.
That's really
I don't
cool.
want to look dumb.
Well, yeah, seriously. I feel like nurses, I mean, we ask nurses just as many questions as we ask the doctor nowadays, you know? And so it's like you got to be smart.
Yeah.
It's way above my pay grade, seriously.
I will
Like
tell you though, it becomes like common sense to you. So then I'm like, wait, is this nursing knowledge or is this just common sense?
Oh.
Like, oh,
yeah.
you shouldn't do that. Why are they doing that? Don't they know it's bad? Oh, that's my nursing. You know, it just becomes
Yeah.
like part of you. Mm-hmm. So I really feel dumb most of the times.
No, you shouldn't though, because I think it's like your kids and things and your husband are lucky because they have a nurse in the house. Like you do know things that other people don't know.
Yeah.
Do you ever see like the moms groups in the area, the
No,
Facebook?
I had to
Okay.
silence.
I was gonna say because
Can I tell you?
the questions? Like, I'm sorry, and you know what? I hope I don't offend anybody, but if your kid is like gushing blood, I don't think you gotta put it on Facebook. I think you need to get to the ER.
Like literally anything with your child, just go talk to a doctor. Call like the nurse
thank you.
director or whatever it is.
Yes.
And, like,
Don't even call Nurse Direct. They'll tell you to go in.
Yeah.
Because legality, they have to tell you to come in.
Oh, sure. Sure.
If you're questioning it, go in.
Yes.
They're always like, what's this rash on my child? Facebook doesn't know.
My favorite thing is when they say it's MRSA.
Oh my
Can
gosh.
I tell you that? Because MRSA is a bacteria that you have to look at under a microscope. But that rash right there
Yeah.
definitely looks like MRSA. Like, what?
Everyone's an expert, right?
Yeah, I had to mute it for a little while, but I just kept writing on like the post. I'd be like, hey, you just should talk. If you have to question it, you should talk to a doctor. Mm-hmm. If you don't have a doctor, message me. I'll send you a whole list of them that I like. But we were literally just talking about this yesterday while doing colonoscopies about the mom's groups.
I love that. I love it how you guys are like, well, in the middle of the colonoscopy. That is so funny. I love it.
Yeah,
Because
it-
to you guys, it's just like, do. You know,
Yeah.
we do this all the time.
Well, and people are like, I don't want you to see my butt. And I'm like, oh my God, it's like the 14th one I've seen today. It's
I was
not
going to say, you don't have,
anything-
it's not.
No.
Yeah.
It's like when people say to me, you know, oh my gosh, you're going to come over and look at my house and I got to clean and I got to do all these things before you come. And I'm like, you really don't. Because
Yeah.
I've seen it all.
It's like, you really don't understand
I've really seen it
how
all.
bad of a house I've been in. Before.
Yeah, we've seen some, some abandoned homes and things. I mean, we've seen some things.
Yeah.
So it's good to remember though, because it's always like so nerve wracking. It's like, oh my gosh, I have to go in and do this. And,
Or they're like, oh, my bra doesn't match my underwear. And I'm like, your underwear is going to be off, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like,
Doesn't matter, right?
It's just, people stress about all these little things.
I know.
That's my big thing for 25. Don't stress about the little things.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just get it done.
And
Doesn't have
thank
to be
you. That's a
perfect.
good reminder because really, truly, like I was just talking to somebody here the other day that was like, yeah, I'm kind of like 5 years overdue for that. And I'm like you said, just get it. This can be so preventative, right?
Or even in hospice. I used to be like, if you're thinking about it, talk to your doctor about it.
Yeah.
If your mom's really not doing well, talk to someone now. Because the worst thing is the week before they actually pass, you're like, hey, I think we need hospice. It becomes so traumatic.
Yeah. That's a good point.
And I will tell you, I talk probably more about healthcare while I'm sitting in the Chillified booth selling candy than I do talk about candy.
Well, it's a hot topic.
Everything, yeah.
You know?
Healthcare is just a hot topic, or TikTok, man. Both of them.
Well, that's a hot topic
yeah.
too.
I know.
Is that going away now? What's happening?
So they.
I don't know.
They put a stay on the ban. Basically, they're checking in another year.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't think it'll ever go away. It's such a moneymaker.
But a bunch of people
We
already
made some
moved
good
over.
money on TikTok.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our whole
Just
business is paid for.
Shush.
Yeah, we're debt free.
And to you, the viewer,
Yeah.
if you find them on TikTok, you might have a coupon for 15% off in the TikTok shop.
That is true.
What is your TikTok?
Chillified Co.
Oh, Chillified Co.
Hang out. Yeah, we had a TikTok shop for a little while, and then, we were part of the really big. Now we do have some local, what do you call them, competitors. Mm-hmm. We love them. Mm-hmm. We help each other out.
Yeah.
If they're short on something, I give them a bucket of it. If I'm short, they give me a bucket of it.
Right.
We
Oh,
help each
cool.
other
That's
out
great.
because
There's enough fish in the sea, right?
totally.
Yeah.
And we don't have to be mouse and the pinning against each other. We're not about it. We're just like no. But like our competitors specialize in something, and they have like a lot more variety where we do niche things. So like, let's say Thanksgiving, we'll have pumpkin pie bites, and it's literally like a vanilla wafer with pumpkin pie filling and then some whipped cream on top.
Oh.
But somebody that's doing mass quantity can't do things like that.
Sounds
Right?
amazing. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So like we all have our place.
Right. Absolutely.
But
I
even on
completely
TikTok
agree.
Shop, we were like one of the first ones to get a TikTok Shop, to
Mm-hmm.
get approved. We have FDA approved labeling. We have certified by a state in a commercial kitchen, all of the bells and whistles.
Mm-hmm.
We were that shop that started up, and they only give you, so if you don't know, when you start your own shop and you're putting your own items in it, you're not a TikTok affiliate, but you're putting your own items.
Mm-hmm.
They only let you take 400 orders a day.
Okay.
We would sell it by 12:05 a.m. I was crapping my pants because I had to go to work in the morning,
Oh my.
and my husband's running with the kids, and but they only let you do that for 3 weeks, 400 orders,
Holy
and then you get to limit your own orders. And I was like, let's keep it at 400 because it was insane.
So were you shipping or do you ship all that stuff?
All over the U.S.
Yeah.
We're okay. We can ship to Canada and Australia. Crazy.
Oh.
It's amazing. I literally did not know about this.
Yeah,
I
but
have
we
to
shut down
ask.
our shop now because
Oh.
freeze drying is so big that you now have to be live on your page. So I do lives all the time from the shop. You have to be live 20 out of 24 hours. It's like QVC of freeze-dried candy. I'm like,
That's ridiculous.
so I said, I'm going to pass up my invitation. They can go to my website. I feel like I'm established enough.
Right.
I've networked a lot with creators.
Yeah.
That was a huge item for us.
Right.
That explains some of those lives that you see where it's just like a person with like a teapot and they're doing that for like literally all day
Yes.
long. I'm like, what is the point of this?
So the TikTok algorithm will literally kick you out further and put you on the FYP way quicker.
Huh.
Isn't it crazy how it's just like any of these other? We started with I remember MySpace.
Oh, yeah,
I wonder what
Tom,
Tom is
yeah.
doing. You know,
Just living in
Tom's
luxury.
probably. I was gonna say Tom's on an island somewhere, but like then it's Facebook and just all the way that it's all evolved and all the rules and again rules.
Lots of rules.
Rules, schmools. What do you think have been some of your largest obstacles? Well, it feels like maybe something has been some of the rules, right?
I think a lot of the obstacles, I always tell people I have 3 obstacles. The misunderstanding of like the laws
Okay.
and misunderstanding of freeze drying and what it actually is. Mm-hmm. Number 2 is trying to find employees.
Okay.
Okay.
It's really hard
Yeah.
to hire. Somebody that's reliable, that's over 18, that wants sporadic hours.
Sure.
And number 3, I do not know how to dress professionally. I'm in scrubs all day, guys. All day. If I'm not in scrubs, I'm in jammies. So like
That's the
they invite
dream.
you to the
As
Chamber
you
of
should
Commerce,
be.
like
Yeah.
networking, and I'm like, God, I got yoga pants and a sweatshirt.
Yeah.
Can I show up in that?
Yeah.
So I've always been like that. I just fun shoes, a sweatshirt and leggings.
Yeah.
Or sweatshirt and jeans. And so
You have such a great personality, though. It doesn't matter.
yeah, but if I showed up in some Santa jammies to a networking invite, you'd just be like, oh, that's her.
Oh, that's honestly, that's how the rich folks dress. Like the people that we meet that they're like secure in their life and their financing and stuff. They're like,
It's like the people that really have money, you won't know it
Yeah.
because they really, you know what I mean? Like
They-
a lot of times.
they look the
Well,
same
that's
as
who-
a person going to Quick Trip at
me.
3 a.m.
You're like, well, duh, that's why I'm dressed like this.
That's why I dress like this in my cool
Oh
sweatshirt.
my gosh. So, okay, going back to the first hurdle, though.
Yeah.
You said the first one.
People don't understand freeze drying.
Okay, let's talk more about that.
So
Because-
freeze drying is the same as dehydrating.
Okay.
Exact same. So if it's got water, you can freeze dry it. You can't freeze dry fats, right? Because you can't dehydrate a fat.
Okay.
Now, if it has a lower fat content, it will freeze dry. It'll just go rancid quicker.
Okay.
But freeze drying, if I freeze dry anything and I put it in those Mylar bags like that ice cream is over there, it'll stay good for 30 years.
Cool.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
This astronaut food is good for 30 years?
Yes. And we decided to
pull
do
this
deli containers for the other things.
30 years?
30 years, that'd be good for.
Do you know what? This makes sense because, okay, real quick side story. I used to work at a big, giant building in Chicago, and no joke, we had like this emergency kit at every desk in the building. I was in property management, so we had to make sure every tenant, every desk had this. And what it was there was some astronaut food, no joke. There was like a bottle of some kind of water, and then there was like, Band-Aids and this and that and whatever, in case there was like an apocalypse or something and we're stuck in the building.
Oh, I thought it was like a diabetes thing.
And I was like, I mean,
You could just come to my shop if you have diabetes.
I was like, ew, this has been around for 1,100 million years.
Yeah.
But what you're saying is this
Totally
is probably
fine.
good.
Totally fine.
Amazing.
Yeah. So
Who
that's
knew?
kind of what MREs kind of went off of, and you couldn't can so many things, so they vacuum sealed it, and then also freeze dried.
That's so cool.
But like we don't have USDA approval to freeze dried meals yet.
Okay.
I'm debating if I want to get into that because it's a lot. But we freeze dried meals for our family.
Okay, so tell me, like, what is I don't know. What is is there like a benefit to that? Is it just because it lasts longer?
So it lasts longer, but also like for me, when I'm in nursing, sometimes I get to pee and sometimes I get to eat.
Right.
I never know.
You get to
I choose.
girl, we understand.
Yeah. Like sometimes you're just on the go and you're so fast and like, yeah, there's fast food, but again, like being frugal, I don't have that luxury. So you can only eat so many cheese sticks, sausage sticks, and hard-boiled eggs.
Right,
Okay? I'm
right.
not on the keto diet, clearly, but like I need some carbs in there. So what I started doing was freeze drying all of our leftovers.
Okay.
Instead of putting it in our freezer. And people started stealing my little meals, but like chili's a really popular one. Chicken and rice, like we love butter chicken. It's Indian food.
So
With
good.
some veggies. Or
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of another one that we do a lot. Biscuits and gravy, because my husband's from the South. So you just open up the package, you add in water at the temperature that you want your food,
Sure.
let it sit for 30 seconds, and then it tastes like I just made it.
Crazy.
That's
So you can buy
literally
them at Walmart, just so you know.
amazing.
They have a big brand at them for Walmart for like the Quetico Boundary Waters camping people.
Okay.
$17 a meal.
Ooh,
Wow.
it's a little steep.
Look at the salt content.
Oh, yeah.
They add in all the preservatives to make it last even longer.
Uh-huh.
Me, I'm like, hey, I got this out of my garden. Guacamole is a big hit for a lot of my coworkers.
That's
so I'll
cool.
freeze dry it, and then when we want it at work, we just pull out the tub, put in some cold water, mix it up, and grab some chips.
That's amazing. This is like mind blowing.
It's so crazy,
I did
right?
not know that you could do that.
Nobody does. Again, the misunderstanding.
Yeah.
So now we have Congress and the state saying, well, you can't do that because you're going to get everybody sick because I'm like, your grandma is pickling potatoes
Yeah.
and eggs in her kitchen and she can sell it at the farmer's market.
Right.
But I'm in a commercial kitchen
Right.
dehydrating some things.
Correct.
Wait, what happens if you freeze dry a pickle?
Oh, I should have brought some. I have some. It's really, really like salty and tart, but it's really good in a Bloody Mary.
I have this
Notes
whole
to
list of
self.
things I want to know about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like what happens to ketchup?
Yeah, it just turns into powder, just like the caramel.
Cool.
Like the caramel. So we coated these marshmallows in the caramel, but we'll use the caramel and we'll coat the apples. So you can eat a carameled apple then if you don't have teeth or if you do have teeth. Like it doesn't get stuck in your teeth.
Sure.
It just dissolves.
This is amazing.
That's so cool.
Or the apples are really popular with like little kids. So at 6 months, like I was a pediatric nurse for a long time. A lot of moms will contact me and I'll give them apples for teething. Like they're like the rice cakes.
Sure.
But it's all natural.
Oh, yeah.
Or the blueberries are just like those little
Right.
Gerber puffs.
Right.
That you can buy.
You know what? I love those. And by the way, when my kids were little, they had those puff things all the
Yeah.
time in the little canister.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
and
do.
I looked at the back and it's like 70 calories for the whole thing. And I was like, well, dang.
Yeah.
This is what I need to be focusing on. So, is there, like with the fruits, okay, and we're going to talk about the healthy stuff here for a minute.
Sure.
Is there any health benefit or lack thereof to freeze drying?
No, everything has the same nutritional value.
Okay. Because honestly, I did not know that. I've always wanted, like, again, I don't, these are just the thoughts that go through my head. Like I see freeze dried something or another in the store. And I personally, I like eating like freeze dried fruits and stuff.
Yeah.
But I've just always wondered, like, are they as nutritionally beneficial as, if you went and grabbed the strawberries and ate them?
Same.
That's so cool.
It keeps about 95% of its nutritional value.
That's awesome.
What I like about it is like if we're adding it into pancake mix, the strawberries aren't adding in that extra moisture. So if you are a baker and you're trying to figure out why your blueberry bread is like too moist, it's because you used real blueberries and you didn't cut back the water. Because you just followed the recipe.
Good to know.
But if you do freeze dried, it'll suck all of that fat and water back into those blueberries and it'll be like a nice little moist burst of bubble. So good.
You're right. That happens in muffins a lot.
Anytime you want to bake anything for
Yeah.
us, just feel free, Nicole.
You tell me what you want. I'm not a baker. I will say that. I do bake bread every week.
Yeah.
Because it's cheaper than buying bread.
Oh yeah.
So I do bake bread every week. But like this week, it was instead of sugar, I used maple syrup. And then I did a maple butter glaze on top for our sandwich bread.
That
Where do we get like all these talented people that come on the podcast?
sounds amazing. I know.
Like-
I'm like, oh my God, I got to go meet Kelly. She's like super popular and I'm a little nervous.
Stop it. Also, yeah, shout out to I told our mom that we're going to bring her on here sometime because we always
should.
talk about her and we love her so much. But shout out to her for really teaching us how to cook and bake.
She didn't though. But we love her.
We love her. But also, you know what her argument will be to that? And it always is, I asked and you guys weren't interested. I'm like, okay, whatever. Just force us to.
Yeah.
No, that's amazing though. I literally knew none of this. Okay, so that was your first obstacle. What was the second one again?
Hiring people.
Hiring people. Oh my gosh.
Because your
don't
first
even get me
employee is
started.
always the scariest.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because
Oh,
then
for
you gotta
sure.
then you gotta pay all the insurances and all the taxes and all the It
Absolutely.
just like snowballs. And when you're
Correct.
just I mean, this economy's been we all know it's hard. And when you're selling $6 candies,
Yeah.
you know,
Right.
it's hard to pay somebody a good wage
It is.
to just you know, help out as needed.
Yes, it is. I totally get it. I remember when I hired my first part-time assistant and I was like dying.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Somebody else needs this money from me. And it's coming from me. There's no one above me. Right? Yeah.
So that's the hardest part. So
Yeah.
we're trying to, it's crazy because we're growing so fast. We've been growing so fast, but I almost have to like pull the reins in because we can't grow anymore without really putting a ton of money into it
Sure.
to like get to that next level.
Next
And at
level.
what point is the right point for that? Nobody really tells you that.
Yeah. I hear you. I
It's,
hear
like,
you.
so hard.
Would you ever consider like doing this business full time?
Yes.
Okay. I'm just curious.
Po-
We know you love
probably.
nursing.
So I kind of have for one of your questions coming up
okay,
in
yes.
the next
Well,
5 years.
Yes. Okay.
I don't want to get ahead
We'll
of you,
save
but
that. We'll
I'm
save
trying
that.
to like tell you, but
Yes.
not tell you.
Okay, you can keep the suspense. In a short,
mean-
in a 5 minutes, Nicole is going to tell us. Okay, and I get that though because and like you said, finding good people, finding reliable people,
Right.
it's not the easiest. It's not the easiest thing.
No.
And no one, and another thing that I've learned, and a big reason why I started this, besides just wanting to promote other businesses and talk about things in the Fox cities and all the things, is just my journey in like building a business. And I seriously, I could write a book about all the things that I've learned just from doing things wrong, from screwing up. And one of the biggest lessons I think is no one will ever care as much about your business as you do. And you
Yes.
just have to learn to accept that because you can try to shove that down people's throats that, you know, well, why aren't you, you know, and it's not going to work.
Yeah. I will tell you that even between me and my husband, nobody cared. Like I am like 120% in and he's about 70.
Sure. Yep.
So I can even feel that there. And then, you know, you get so frustrated because you're like, why is nobody else getting this? Mm-hmm. And who do you turn to in those moments? Because they have like these small little groups. And then you go in and you're like, I freeze dry things. And they're like, what? I sell properties. And I'm like, yeah, we are not in the same thing. We don't hit the same, you know, issues. But that's where our competitors around here,
Sure.
we all get together.
Yeah.
We all talk about it.
Which is great. Like you said, I think there's more growth in collaboration than competition.
Yeah.
Wow. Let's put that we're going to put that on a
Bumper
plaque.
sticker.
Yeah, a bumper
Bumper
sticker.
sticker.
Yeah.
That would sell.
Yeah.
Turns out you just plagiarized that from somebody.
Probably. They're like, Kelly, that's actually, someone said that 65 years ago. What did you say again was challenge number 3?
Trying to find good clothes. Professional clothes.
You're the funniest.
But everybody will tell you that. Like, I'll show up and I will be the biggest kid at the party. I can't do that in dress pants.
100%.
If you ask me to show up to your birthday party in something festive, I'm going to be in a blow up unicorn costume.
I love that.
Okay? Like, I'm not going to come in
Yes.
like those tuxes or those things that you can buy at Sam's Club, you know, like the
Right.
Christmas suits
Right.
with Santa everywhere.
Yes.
I'm going to come as the Christmas tree.
I love that. I love that.
Oh, that's fun.
Like I said, your personality, it just shines.
I would hope so. This is what I'm
awesome.
selling,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. No, I love that so much. So what are some of the things, okay, where do you go into stores and like do you ask stores to sell your product?
We do it on a limited basis.
Okay.
So we do have some local stores that have asked. We've had some grocery stores around here that have asked.
Okay.
I can't keep up with demand because I don't have enough employees.
Okay.
At the same time, we try to be in a place where you can find other businesses selling their stuff. So, for instance, we're in Party and Print in Little Chute. Mm-hmm. You can always go and get our stuff there.
Sure.
Bushman Homesteads down in Sheboygan. We have a big presence down there. It's a little farm stand,
Okay.
but they have like a baker, their meat, they have like a little lady that makes charcuterie boards. They have our stuff. I want to bring it to where you can go into that store and get like 7 different things.
Sure.
And that's your one-stop shop, but it's all local.
That's cool.
If we are talking with somebody up in Green Bay right now, but there are some companies up in Green Bay already. They just like that we use the deli containers instead. We do that for the ease of kids because kids have a hard time closing the bags. I have a hard time
sure.
closing the bags.
It's not just
Yeah.
the kids.
Right.
Right.
And if you don't close it, it's very sensitive to the humidity in the air. So we do the deli containers so that every kid knows that it's shut. Or
Do you know what this just popped into my head. We should do these for closing gifts for a while. Wouldn't that be fun? I like to change up my closing gifts.
Yeah.
No.
Like we've done.
Even better, the CMA boxes. We've been looking for a new candy to put in those.
Yes. So CMA is market analysis, competitive market analysis. So
Okay.
that's where we go out, or comparative market analysis, sorry. It's where we go out and I go out and look at the house, right? And then price it. And so I always bring a little something because I thank people for having me over. This would be so creative.
That would actually be really cool. Have
Yeah.
like a little thing of those.
Look at this. You're going to get more business.
Oh, God.
She's like, great.
No, it's great. It's super great. And I love
know,
it.
I know.
I want my weekends to be, I would love for this business to really take off. I just feel like I'm stunting it, if that makes sense.
Well, I think because it gets to a point, like you said, you get to a point and it's hard to identify exactly what that point is.
Yeah.
But it's like you get to a point where you almost just have to like fully take that leap and fully grow. Otherwise, like I remember my broker, Brandon, saying to me several years ago, Kelly, every year you have like 2, like I had a team, but it was a very small team. And he's like, every year you have like 2 agents and you have like 1 assistant. I think you need to, move the needle along a little bit here. And I'm like, again, it's always scary though, right? But I'm here to tell you, I'm living proof. I worked so much and like to a crazy point. And if I didn't have the team that I have today, I don't know if I could even still be doing as much as I love real estate. I don't know if I could be doing it because it was that exhausting. And now I finally feel like I have a life again. So at some point,
That's where I'm at.
yes.
So I literally I've always worked 2 nursing jobs and then did this.
Oh boy.
Because just to try to, like, what if I don't have enough money in the business account?
I know.
Like, shoot, we're paying all this stuff off. Should we do that or should we invest more? It's just all those little it's all the little decisions that make the big decisions,
Yes.
right? And so I'm at that point where I'm like, do I shut it down and go back to school? Because everybody tells me that I should go back to school and be a provider. You can come in and talk to me about anything, really, right?
Yeah.
And so, do I go back to school and become a nurse practitioner and be a provider? Shut it down, do that? Or do I literally take a leap with this and make sure that all of those kids get their fresh fruits and veggies, but also can choose candy, but also, like, we even host field trips. If you have a high school
Yeah.
foods class
Sure.
that wants, they learn canning, they learn about freeze drying, bring them in. I show them the freeze dryers. I give them little containers of stuff that they can try, like cheese, pickles, ice cream,
Sure.
butter, everything.
Yeah.
And then they learn about it. And then if they want to buy stuff before they leave, feel free.
Right.
If not, cool.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you learned about it.
Right. I love that you're passionate about like educating people about it.
Yeah.
It's not like you're just doing it.
Well,
for
not
a
everyone's
hobby.
going to buy a freeze dryer for $5,000 to figure it out.
Dear Lord, I
Okay.
had no idea. Woo!
Yeah. Not everyone's going to buy one.
Serious. What does the process actually look like? You cut up the fruit. Let's say you have fruit. Say you have strawberries.
Yeah. So I got some strawberries. I'll cut them up. I use an egg slicer because it's really easy.
That's a good idea. That's
sitting there.
smart.
Also, my 9-year-old can do it now because
Sure.
she fits in the small gloves. Thank you, God.
Yep.
And all of our scraps go to somebody that I know that has chickens. That way we don't have any scraps.
That's so awesome.
Try to again go back to the community. All of our apple scraps, chickens, pigs, wherever. And then we cut it up, and then there's like these cookie sheets, but they're
Okay.
not a cookie sheet. They like fit into the machine. You can either freeze it ahead of time, which is usually what I try to do with a lot of the stuff, because if you're prepping 100 pounds of strawberries, they don't
Right.
all fit. Our machines fit about 10 pounds of food in it.
Okay.
You put them on the sheets and then you put them in and you just hit go. And you just have to know the settings so
Yeah.
that you don't ruin the nutrients. And
Sure.
that's the hardest part because the humidity in the room changes your settings. How moist they are, change your settings. How
Sure.
fresh they are, change your settings. So, like, strawberries take about 40 hours
Holy.
because you got to get all that moisture out of those little seeds.
Wow.
So again, me being as dense as I am about all this,
I think we were thinking the same
I'm
thing.
thinking it's like an air fryer. Like we put it in.
It's like 8 minutes and it's done.
Yeah.
Okay, the shortest thing is saltwater taffy, and it's 2 hours.
Oh my gosh, I had no idea. That is quite the procedure.
Watermelon, 5 days.
Well, because that's all water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it tastes like dirt when it's done. So 2 out of 10 stars, don't recommend.
Okay, don't do watermelon.
No.
Okay.
Yeah. But
Interesting.
But whenever you're at
Wow.
our shop, if I'm there, I always say,
Yeah.
come in. I'll show you how it works. You just
Yeah.
put it in there. You let it run.
Yeah.
And then when it's done, it'll go into freeze mode, like to kind of keep it fresh. But it keeps that vacuum. So the difference between dehydrating and freeze drying is a vacuum chamber that sucks it out. So it freezes it first, and then as it thaws it, it's got a vacuum chamber so that when it evaporates, the water evaporates. Oh, sorry. It like gets sucked to the side of the canister
Okay.
and
Sure.
then gets sucked out of it. So then when I take it out, we put it in like airtight jars. Mm-hmm. I really like. I don't buy these fancy ones because they're crazy expensive. I just buy the pet food containers because they do the same thing.
Yeah.
We let them sit for a
Smart.
and just like reestablish, their properties. Or like chocolate, we have to let it reestablish and like harden again, and then we pack them.
This is so great.
It's amazing. I love
It really is. Honestly,
I
I've
love
learned
it.
a lot.
I feel like so many people don't know about it, but it literally is just a food preservation technique.
Yeah. That's so cool.
Yeah.
It really is. Where do you want to be in 5 years, ma'am?
The 5-minute timer's up.
Yep.
Okay.
It's time.
So, I will say, I want to say my competitors have been amazing in this and like really supporting us. But I have been trying to fight the FDA and the state of Wisconsin's Department of Agriculture.
Sounds like fun.
Hi, Mark. You're my favorite.
Hi, Mark.
I want to freeze dry breast milk,
Oh,
Oh, wow.
which you probably, it's going to come out of left
Would that be
field, right?
Kind of powdery.
It'd turn it into a formula.
Yeah.
And then you just have to rehydrate with water.
that's wow.
But it stays good for 5 years. Doesn't have to, it's shelf stable.
Holy cow.
There's one company in the U.S. that does it right now.
I was just going to say, if you do this, you
There's
are
one
going
company.
to have to
So I
leave
don't-
nursing
all
immediately.
of you crunchy moms, I'm not there yet. But I have approval. So I need to get my own space. I don't know how I'm going to do this. Again, I keep just saying God's going to have to provide. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what I'm going to do here.
Right.
But we would be profitable immediately because everything's paid off.
Yeah.
And I was a pediatric nurse for so long.
Yeah.
I was lactation consultant for so long. I know all
Like
about
you know all about it. Yeah.
So then when I had my freeze dryer, I just had a baby 2.5 years ago.
Sure.
And I was like, I'm going to throw my milk in there and figure out the settings so I
Yeah.
don't ruin someone else's.
Right.
You
I
know,
grabbed all the lab equipment and I did it myself. And now I have people that, can you do this? I'm like, not legally. You can borrow my freeze dryer.
I feel like this would blow up.
Oh, it
Seriously.
would. But again,
Blow
I
up.
need that cash
Yeah.
to do that. And because of how the state does not want to get involved, because freeze drying already is so hard and so complicated, and some people are freeze drying stuff that they're selling next to their cat's litter boxes, right? So we have the commercial kitchen, but with breast milk, it's so much harder because drugs can go in it, illegal and
Yeah.
medicated. If you don't rehydrate it correctly, it throws off the electrolytes. So there's all these things to look at, right?
Right.
So what we would do is we would do it under a medical provider's license.
Okay.
Again, do I get my nurse practitioner?
Yeah. I
I'm
was
the
gonna
medical
say,
provider
wait,
that
here
does
we
it.
go. Yeah.
Or do I say like, hey, to my friends and be like, you got to trust what I'm saying here. I'll show you all the literature. But they've been doing this in Europe since the 1980s.
Holy cow. I had no
Yeah.
idea.
So again, deep dived. And I think it would be so much easier. Imagine if you just brought like that little baggie of ice cream, that same size.
For real.
with you, and all you had to do
For
was add
real.
water. You run
Yes.
through Starbucks and get some hot water.
Yes.
Well, like my thought for that is think about like disaster relief. Like if you gave like a
Yeah.
buttload of it to the Red Cross, right? And
Yeah.
they come into Florida after a hurricane. 'Cause
Yeah.
a million people have lost power, and all these people, all the stuff that they have saved up is spoiled, and you know,
Yeah.
whatever. And you're just like, here you go.
Yep.
That's crazy.
I know. I honestly never even thought about that.
Nobody does. And then I'm like, do I share it? What if somebody gets to it before me? They can't top me. I will deep dive deeper.
I was just going to say, you'll be the best no matter what. You'll
I
be the
hope
best
so.
at it. You have all the knowledge. And also, you've said it here first. So it's yours.
Yeah, there is a lady in Houston, but she is a pediatrician that's doing it. So, but I could be the first in Wisconsin.
I think anyone listening that is an investor,
Yeah, hi.
this is kind
Yeah.
of, you need to get on Shark Tank.
And hey, we're the dairy state for a
So
reason.
it'd be a huge liability. I don't think they'd take me because of the legality of it.
Oh.
And there's nothing proprietary about it.
Okay.
Because I've thought about that. You know how they have like, so they have the big Shark Tank show, but they have like the little Shark Tanks, like they have
Sure.
Wisconsin Shark Tank, things like that. Nothing I'm doing is proprietary. My brain and all the knowledge that I know, yes. But could anyone else do it? Yeah.
Well, I certainly can't. So,
Oh, you could. I could teach you in a week.
oh, ma'am. I'm just going to let you I'm going to let you, the expert, do what you do best.
Yeah. So hopefully in
So
5
5
years,
years. I love
hopefully
that.
I'm freeze drying breast milk.
This is what I'm manifesting for you. In 5 years, I'm going to come visit you at your commercial, and your storefront, but it's going to be even bigger
Yeah.
and better and like super cute. I just picture it's going to be so great.
Can you come and decorate? Because I also don't do that.
I would love to.
Okay, cool.
I would love to.
My
This
mom
would be so fun.
just put pictures up on our walls. We've lived there for 4 years.
Well,
That's not my jam.
that's okay. That's okay. And again, you only have so
totally
many
relate.
hours in the day.
That
dear.
is true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else that you want to share with us about your business, about freeze drying, anything?
No, if you have questions about it, if you want, or if you're interested in it, if something happens to your freeze dryer and you have one and you need help, reach out. There's tons of people in the community that know how to repair them.
Sure.
That know how to run things. We do fundraisers,
Okay.
especially for youth sports. We give back 50%.
Oh, that's good to know.
Yeah, I know that a
Yeah.
lot of companies don't do that, but fundraisers, we give back about 50%.
That's awesome.
Concession stands, we're in some concession stands in schools.
Okay.
Again, you get a 50% profit return.
Sure.
So, those are the things, and it's so hard to get it out there because I feel like you can shout it out on Facebook, but you're like screaming into the abyss.
Correct.
Yeah.
Wow. I feel like we could do so much with this. We're just gonna we're gonna help just blow it up.
Oh, God.
Nicole. And she's like,
just
okay,
get me an
I don't know
employee
if I'm
first,
ready
okay?
yet. Yeah. She's like, give me a heads up.
Yeah.
Well, thank you
Absolutely.
so
Thanks for
much.
inviting
This was
me.
honestly like so fun. I did not know that there would be so much to learn and chat about with this. I
You
love
just
it.
saw the candy and we're like, oh, yeah,
Yeah.
that stuff's good.
Again, exactly. I'm always just like, oh, here it is. Now I'm going to always be like, that took 40 hours.
Yeah.
And- wow. Very cool. Nick,
great.
did you learn a lot?
I learned so much.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I have a feeling in about 10 minutes, we're going to be back at our desk eating
Some
No,
candy.
all of the treats.
I'm gonna spend the rest of my day Googling what stuff looks like when it's
Freeze dried.
freeze-dried, yeah. Like chicken nuggets or
No, the weirdest thing was cheese.
Cheese.
It's almost like the
Oh.
consistency of a cashew.
Mm.
It's weird, but it's good.
Is it good?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll take your word for it.
Yeah. You just can't have texture violation issues.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
Right.
yeah.
Ma'am, where can everybody find you again?
So we're downtown Kaukauna
Okay.
on 2nd Street.
2nd
We
Street.
share a commercial kitchen and space with Board and Bites. They're a charcuterie board
Oh
place.
my gosh,
Cool.
yes, and we love them too,
Yeah,
Melissa.
Melissa and
is in-
Grace.
yeah, Melissa's in real estate as
Yeah.
well, and I just adore her.
Yeah, so we share a kitchen with them.
That's awesome.
Or you can go to our website, or you can find me on TikTok. unless it
Website
gets
again
banned.
is
Chillified.co.
chillified.co.
Yep.
Not com.
Nope, Co.
Co.
Because we're Chillified Company, CO.
Like that.
Yeah. Facebook. That's
Okay.
usually where we put our hours or where we are.
Okay. And that's just chillified.
Chillified.
Okay.
Just on Facebook. Yeah, we try to keep it simple.
I like
'cause
that.
My husband's the one that came up with the name.
Consistent. Yeah.
He's from the South, and I'm
Yeah.
like, how do you explain freeze drying to somebody? He's like, I don't know. There's like there's chillification. You chillify it. I'm like, that's the name of the
Yeah.
company.
I love it. I honestly,
That's it.
It goes so well.
Yeah, we chillified it.
It goes so well. Sometimes
Yeah.
a name is honestly, I'm going to say I was really proud when I came up with that. That was a big one for me.
That's awesome.
That was a big one for me. I need to like trademark that.
You should. It's not hard.
It really isn't.
It's not hard at all.
Really?
No.
Oh, good
It's
to
like
know.
a 4-page paper.
Oh, well, I think I can handle that.
Yeah. In all your time that you have now
Yeah.
from your team, right?
I got it. Yeah, exactly. I got some free time now. Free time. Speaking of free time,
Yeah.
thank you again so much.
Absolutely.
But speaking of free time, this weekend, I told you we like to talk about weekend events.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Where am I bringing my kids?
Yeah, here you go.
Yeah.
First one, this Friday, which will be January 17th already. Family Fun Night, Winter Carnival at the Green Bay Croc Center, which is 1315 Limekiln Road in Green Bay, 5 to 7:30 on Friday. Family Fun Night returns. It says bundle up and join us for Family Fun Night, Winter Carnival. Enjoy an evening filled with winter-themed crafts, games, and activities the whole family will love. Bring 2 non-perishable or canned goods, perhaps
Some freeze-dried stuff.
exactly, for the Salvation Army's food bank and get free admission. Otherwise, it's free for COC members and $5 per person for non-members if you don't have the food.
Cool.
Yeah,
That's pretty reasonable.
sounds like fun.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Really reasonable.
Yeah. Oh gosh, this next
So-
one looks funny, Nick.
Yeah, so this next one, Kylie was just scrolling through the events, and I was like, wait, you got to put that one in there.
Okay.
So this one is the Stuffed Animal Clinic, Neenah Public Library at 240 East Wisconsin Avenue in Neenah.
I know, right?
Says, where do stuffed animals go when they need a checkup? The library, of course. Bring a stuffed animal from home to the library for their annual well animal checkup, performed by trained professionals. Visits will include height and weight measurements, pretend shots, blood pressure tests, band-aids, and more. No real mending will be done. This program aims to help kids learn about the importance of kindness and not to fear doctor's visits.
Who's putting that on? That's
I love that.
phenomenal.
That's-
That is really cool.
That's like cute as heck.
That is
so-
super
so
cute.
cute.
I don't know if it's like, is it the we'll have to find that out if it's actually
think
the
it's the
library.
library.
Like as a nurse, that's
Yeah.
phenomenal.
Yeah, I
Especially
was just
for
gonna say that's
kids.
amazing. My daughter, again, the little star. She's a little dramatic too, but she recently had her shots, and oh my gosh, you would have thought somebody was killing her.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, so that's really cool that they do that, and that's Saturday, Nick, 10:30 to 11:30.
Yeah.
I love that. That is so cute. Okay, also on Saturday from 11 to 3, Winterfest on Broadway, presented by the Green Bay Packers Give Back. So this is Broadway District 147 North Broadway Street in Green Bay. Embrace the magic of winter in the heart of downtown Green Bay's Broadway District for Winterfest. Partake in a festive wonderland filled with activities and seasonal delights for all ages. From strolling through the district on foot or by horse-drawn carriage, fun. Winterfest on Broadway offers something for everyone. Experience plenty of family-friendly activities to keep the spirit of the season alive. Join us for a day of fun, joy, and community. That's so cool. Oh, can't miss activities. Here we go. These will all be there. Life-size snow globe, photo op, winter axe throwing, snow bowling, snowman scavenger hunt, carriage rides, winter animals, and more. Bundle up and get out there.
Yeah.
Absolutely
A little
love that.
chilly, but
Yeah, a little chilly, but yeah,
that's right.
cool.
All right. So then I have paint your partner party.
Oh boy.
Saturday 5 p.m. Kaizen Arts Inc. 516 East North Street.
I'm taking this. This could go all sorts of ways.
Yeah.
Well, I saw your face.
Yeah,
I was
I'm
like,
like,
oh.
oh, okay.
See, this is how I know you're not on TikTok enough because this is a very popular
Yes,
TikTok.
it is.
Oh, okay.
It literally is.
Okay.
It's nothing dirty.
Okay.
And
Good to know.
so yeah, they say make your date night unforgettable by celebrating love in a fun and creative way. Challenge each other to paint a portrait of yourselves. This 2-hour event includes all the supplies you'll need, along with a bottle of sparkling cider, tasty snacks, and treats. At the end of the date, you'll leave with a personalized canvas created by you and your partner. Plus, we'll snap a photo of you both with your finished masterpieces to remember the moment. It's the perfect blend of creativity, laughter, and love. $45 per couple. So yeah, this is basically, like that thing where couples would spend an hour like looking at each other and like,
Sure.
oh, here I painted you.
Right.
And then the other one's always like hideous or something.
I was just gonna say,
Very funny.
listen, another thing I have zero talent in is art. So mine would be terrible. But I think that's a really, really cool thing. Now, Sunday, Vision Board Junk Journal event.
Oh, this looks cool.
Sunday from 7 to 9. Virtual event by, it's virtual. Virtual event by Venus Consulting. So join for a free Vision Board Junk Journal event. Once you register, an event link will be sent to you. It's not too late to set your intentions and create your vision. Setting goals and making it plain helps manifest success. Is it supposed to say making a plan?
Nope. Setting goals and like making them plain.
Oh, like making it simple?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Just checking.
Laying them out there.
Good to know. We'll be using everyday materials found around the house, our calendar, imagination, and creativity to start our vision journals. Okay. That is interesting. Do you know what I love about this, though, is every week when we read this, I learn about something happening in the community that I would have had no clue is happening, and I usually end up doing something with the fam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know any of that was happening this
I
weekend.
know. How fun. Oh, my gosh. All right. Well, thank you again so much.
Absolutely.
And
Thanks for having me.
we loved having you. Thank you for all the treats.
I'd say it was a chill time.
It was chill. It was so chill. And everybody needs to check out Chillified.co and learn more about everything you're doing. And I hope everybody has a fantastic weekend.
Yeah.
Same.
Goodbye, Internet.
Thank you for listening to our podcast. To contact the Kelly Davies Homes team for all of your buying and selling needs, call 920-791-9047. Find us on Facebook at the Kelly Davies Homes team or go to kellydavieshomes.com.